Well, this announcement, of course, marks the beginning of a huge project for the next decade, the likes of which Utah hasn't seen since the last time we hosted the Winter Games. It's a big endeavor. ABC4's Jordan Tracy got the chance to catch up with one of the key organizers behind 2002, and that would be Utah Senator Mitt Romney.
The Winter Olympic Games are officially coming back to Utah in 2034. As the state prepares again to welcome the world, we're taking a look back at our Olympic legacy that started in 2002. Senator Mitt Romney, who led the 2002 Winter Olympics as CEO of the Salt Lake Organizing Committee, joins us. Senator Romney, thank you so much for taking the time.
Happy to join you.
So the 2002 Games were seen as the most successful Winter Games ever held, a resolution passed in Congress. I mean, from your standpoint, what do you think made the Games in 2002 so great?
Well, there's no question about that. It was the volunteers. We had over 20,000 people who gave 17 straight days. They didn't get tickets. They didn't go to events. They were there to serve the world. And they did it with smiles, with enthusiasm, with energy. They put themselves on the line to provide an extraordinary experience for the athletes of the world and also for the spectators. And people remember that. Of course, our mountains are great. Our snow is the best in the world. But it really was the people that welcomed the world that made an impression on the international community that has resulted in us being awarded the game one more time.
And you have in the past described it as that Utah spirit. What goes into the Utah spirit that made it so special?
You know, I think at the very beginning, when people thought that the Olympics was just about what was in it for Utah, there was understandably a lot of skepticism, asking whether we were going to really get a lot of money for it or whatever. And yet, when people began to realize, no, this is not about what's in it for Utah. This is about what can Utah do for the world? What can we do for these athletes who trained their entire life to compete? How do we make sure that this is an experience where they can excel? Once we saw it as an opportunity to serve, the people of Utah rise to the occasion, and they do that in every dimension of life. And so I think that's what made it so unusual to have the games successful as they were, and made our games so memorable.
Now that we have the benefit of hindsight, how have the Olympic Games benefited the state of Utah having them in 2002?
Well, I think it's pretty clear to people across the country that Utah is the center in the United States of winter sport. We not only have the tagline of the greatest snow on earth, but we have some of the best venues for Olympic sport, if not the best in the entire world. And all of our venues are still being used for the purpose for which they were designed. And that's very unusual in the Olympic world. These Olympic venues were not mothballed. And so we have athletes that have come from all over the country to train in Utah. Many of them have come to live in Utah. I think the greatest advantage we got from the Olympics was not just the roads and the construction that was done getting ready for the games, but instead the people that moved to Utah and brought with them that kind of Olympic determination, which has so characterized the Olympic movement.
And when the global athletes come into town, what are some of your recommendations for folks? What do they need to check out in this beautiful state of ours?
Well, they get a chance to see some of the beautiful mountains and our extraordinary cities, but don't forget some of the fun food that we have. I'm partial to hot dogs, as you probably know, so I'm a big J-Dog fan, but I also get to hires. I'll tell you, I love our food, and I'm sure they're going to get a taste of that as well.
Senator Romney, thank you so much for taking the time, and I wish you the best.
Thanks so much. Take care.